Hello everyone, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. This time, I'd like to talk about that. If you become a female leader, so you have to treat people equally, which is what I'd like to talk about. So, of course, the main target listeners of this episode are women who are going to be, for example, who are going to be the political leaders of your own country, or who are going to be business leaders of your companies. And of course, if you are a man, please listen to this episode, because I hope you find this episode interesting, or I think you find this episode interesting. So, according to the case, there are many female political leaders, and there are many female business leaders, but and it's fine, and everything is fine for that tendency. And you know however, if you are women, and if you become leaders, and what I'd like you to think is that 50% of the whole population are men, and the rest 50% of the whole population are women, which is what I'd like you to know. So this is that there are various kinds of people all over the world. Well, so concerning in this present time, for example, there are LGBT people, like some people have masculine bodies, or some people have male bodies with female characteristics. So concerning thinking about the positions of such people, they are to start with, they are minorities, and they think themselves are women with having male bodies. So thinking about the positions of such people, you cannot create moods or atmospheres in your own groups, or in your own companies, like tolerating or permitting segregations against LGBT people. For example, you have to create clean mood, or you have to create good atmospheres accepting those minority peoples, for example. And another example is that please think about, or please consider, and please accept not racial differences. Gender differences are what I'd like you to accept and tolerate. For example, if you maybe you can understand if you are going to become a political leaders, or if you are going to become business leaders, or if you're political leaders, or if you're business leaders in this present time, I think you can understand, because I think you can understand this point. And the point is that sometimes you have to make decisions in really tough. No, sometimes you have to make tough decisions in tough situations, which is what is required to the leaders. Leaders have to determine in really tough situations, and those determinations can be tough ones. And in such a case, or in such situations, men tend to be suitable for deciding or making decisions in tougher situations than women, which is a general tendency. What I'm not going to talk, what I'm talking about is a general tendency. But if maybe if you're a woman, if you may be a woman who is really good at deciding things, and you might be a woman who can make really tough decisions, and in really tough situations, like maybe you can easily decide things and you can accept it. You can accept yourself deciding by which some people might be ejected, or some people may die in some cases. For example, if you're military female leader, and you may be able to decide life-threatening, or really tough decision, and by which some people may die, or some people may maybe killed by other people or in warring situations, for example. But you may be a woman who can do such a thing. But generally speaking, men are good at handling such situations. And ancient times, concerning ancient times, of course, there are some female hunters, but there are many male hunters, and they are, physically thinking, men have stronger bodies than female or women, and considering which, and other cases that, men tend to think logically, and women tend to think emotionally, but you might be a man who thinks emotionally, and you might be a woman who thinks logically. Like which, there are many kinds of people, and of course there are gender tendencies, like what I have just said, like men think rationally and females think emotionally. Maybe there are such kinds of differences, but if you become female leaders of political fields and in business fields, you have to treat men and women equally, and you have to accept different people. You have to try to accept different people, and you have to make tougher decisions in really tougher and really more difficult situations, which is what I'd like you to know. And in such thrilling and really tough situations, I would like you to treat each person equally, which is what I'd like you to know. That's it. Thank you very much for your listening. See you.